Okay, so I started studying at 9:10 or 9:20 in the morning. And I solved this chapter straight for 3 hours. I do not solve all of the questions, because many of them were repeated. So I just solved these questions. These are the questions, and then I realized that I have a unit test of physics tomorrow, and the chapters that are coming are chapter 1 and chapter 2, and I have to study the half portion of chapter 2, and then I have to revise the whole two freaking chapters, and I am cooked. Okay, so let me tell you how my exam went, and this went very horribly, because I don't know what I did on my exam. Like, these three MCQs are correct. The exam was not tough, it's just that I didn't study in that way. I studied the theories, but there are many numericals. I didn't know the exam pattern, like, is there any like, I didn't know how many numericals will come, or just the pattern of key. There will be numericals, and there will be, in this sections there will be numericals, and in this section there will be derivation and theories. I didn't know that, and there are some students in my class who knew that. So whatever, I didn't care about that. So in section B, I just did the very shittest thing. Not the shittest, but the second part is correct and the first part is wrong. Obviously wrong. I touched this question, but I didn't know what I write. And then in this question is correct, but I made a silly mistake in this question, so there is also chance that the teacher will deduct my marks. And in this question, I applied the correct concept, I did the correct calculation and all of this, but I didn't know the formula, so I have to derive it at an exam, and then I have to put the value. So it takes a lot of time for a 2 marks questions. For a 2 marker questions, I have to do all of that. So it's my mistake that I didn't learn the formula, but what? Leave it. And then in section C, I think I write the questions wrong, because in my copy I just wrote there is a capacitor. I just wrote parallel capacitor. I didn't wrote parallel plate capacitor. So I was applying the formula V is equals to W into Q. So this is also wrong, and I didn't derive the whole expression, because I think that was wrong. At this point I was thinking, like at that point I was thinking this I'm doing wrong, but I found out that this was wrong. Sorry, that was wrong. And in this, I just didn't know. Like my mind went blank by solving. Uh, sorry, by solving these type of questions. Question number 7 and question number 8. In this question number 8, I didn't even touch this question. Even like I know the first coup part. I can solve the first part, but I didn't touch this question because I didn't get the time. The time was already over. And I have solved this question, Gauss theorem, but I made the graph half right and half wrong. So I don't know. There is also chance of deducting the marks.